All right, Jesse. Well, thanks for being on the podcast here and taking your
Sure.
time on a Friday to kind of go through your journey with us as just a mortgage broker in general, and then the commercial financing side.
Yeah.
To jumpstart things, maybe tell me a bit about yourself and what was your career prior, and what got you to mortgage brokering?
And so I opened a gym. I had a couple gyms, fitness centers. I'm a martial artist by like in my blood. I've been doing it my entire life. So one day I decided, or I was gifted with the opportunity to open my own gym. It grew and ended up buying the building and buying a commercial building and putting the gym business inside of there. And then I started to see that the money in the fitness industry is okay, but the real money is commercial properties and leveraging the commercial property to go buy more commercial or rentals or whatever.
Bingo.
And that really, my father was into real estate, and then once I realized, so I seen him doing this as a kid, and then once I did it with the gym, and I was like, man, this is where it's at. That was like maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and then since then I've accumulated my own rental portfolio, commercial, short-term rentals. I do rooming houses for the local nuclear power plant. Yeah, it's good, man. And then through that, I got my realtor license. I was doing professional house flipping before that market went flat. So I had lots of experience, a lot of private money. I was borrowing private money.
Yeah.
And in the midst of that, when I was obviously doing all these deals, I was working with my mortgage broker to get me the money. And I absolutely loved the mortgage end of it. So then when I got my realtor license, I thought we were starting to get into a little bit of private lending, my wife and I, like lending our own funds out. And the numbers were getting a little bit higher. So I thought, well, I better like make sure I'm following rules. I went and got my mortgage license, and then I met a couple people from Bricks on my shirt. And then, man, I went to the event. I had no intention on doing deals either. It was wild. I was just like, I'll get my license to see. I went to the event and I was like, this is the industry for me. I love it. And
Falling.
the rest is history, bro. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I love it.
Yeah, I can tell. And you're a true entrepreneur at heart. Everything you do, I feel like you just have that mind. And when I met you, I'm like, you were in the industry that long. Like, how long have you been a mortgage broker for now?
Since
November. And it's not even a year yet. Like, just knowing you before we spoke, and then during the class, you operate like very professional. And I can tell that you were in less than 5 months or 6 months. And you took our course. That means you took the course only like 2 months, 3 months into your, oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was no hesitation for me either, too. Actually, I knew Isaac Roseborough, who's my sponsor at Bricks.
Yes.
And Isaac and I were talking, and I was telling him to have commercial stuff, and then he mentioned your course, and then I happened to just see it.
Yeah.
I happened to maybe Google it, and then boom, it popped up. It was like an ad, like a cohort was being offered.
Yeah.
So then he sent it to me next day, and it was like a no-brainer. I don't even know if I talked to you or any. Oh, you think you did a webinar? I watched about 10 minutes of it. It's like, I'm good. I'm buying it. And I bought it.
Yeah.
And I was all of it. Yeah.
Crazy. Good timing too, because I don't advertise a lot, to be honest with you. So when you were looking, that was the only time I did the advertisement. And it's usually it's a 1 week window.
Yeah.
I guess sometimes it's in like fate or coincidence or whatever it was, it kind of connected us, man. Right.
Yeah.
And like, I think just before this call, I was saying like, like I see you just like as a friend that way. Like we talk about so many things.
We do.
Just life in general. I think that's
almost every day.
I know, right? So
a short period of time.
Yeah, and what I love about like the jiu-jitsu thing, actually one of my idol growing up was Bruce Lee, and he talked about the whole, he came up with his own discipline called Jeet Kune Do, which is like taking many different types of art, forms of martial arts and boxing and everything into one, which is basically MMA basically today, right? Mixed martial art. And I always use that theory of like, okay, if I can learn a little bit of everything, and then I can become like a consultant or a broker and help my clients. And that's what you did. You accumulate your property management, your investing, your being a business owner, all that skill set you've obtained through your journey is going to be very applicable when you help your clients. Because I can see the way you apply how you help your clients from a strategy standpoint. You put if you put your shoes into it, into that deal. So you think very differently. You think like a business owner, which helps a lot, I think.
Yeah, man.
It kind of just all these roads kind of cross path. Like, you being a realtor makes sense, and you're already in the real estate game already as an investor. And then the thing I want to touch
property management. You meant
property
properties.
management too. Yeah.
So I'll tell you just a quick story of like how I operate. So about 7 years ago, I had my gym was in another building, and man, this building was run down. It was known to be drug haven. It's huge though. It's like almost 40,000 square feet. It would be a great commercial deal. It's massive, right in the middle of town. So I knew the owner because the owner give me free leasing. When I first opened my gym, I had no money. So I went to him, another business coach forced me, he said, go get in front of him, ask him to give you 3 months free. I was like, there's no way this guy will do it.
Yeah.
So then finally I was pushed to do it. I go to meet him, I sit down. He's like, he's an older Italian guy. Sit down, we'll have a coffee and talk. And then I ended up talking him into it. And he gave me 3 months free rent. And it was just this little space. It was like maybe 400 square feet. And that was my first fitness center.
That's all you need to get started, right?
Yeah, man. And it was crazy. And then when I expanded, I started renting more units from him. And then when I bought the building, I moved my gym into my own building. He said, I don't want you to leave though. We've built like a friendship and a relationship. He said, I want you to still manage the building. Will you manage it for me? I said, for sure. And I didn't do it. The pay is not good at all. It's like $600 a month.
A lot of work, right?
Tons of work. But this guy, man, is I found out afterward, he's like a massive player in real estate development in Toronto. So for the last 7 years, he didn't tell me this until and he's the one that's kind of been pushing me in the real estate stuff.
You just never know, right?
Yeah. For the last 7 years, I've been able to yesterday I had an issue, picked his phone up and call him. And he's like, man, he's an elder in the community. And yeah, so anyways, just I feel like, and that all started property management, which is a hard, grindy, not worth my time at all, man. But it's just the experience that gave me led into all the other stuff, right?
That's the thing. I find that there's no shortcuts to hard work.
Oh man.
And just like the course which we'll talk about, you could finish a course thinking I'm going to become the top commercial broker and know everything. I'm definitely going to tell you guys, any student that take that's not the case. You still got to put in the sweat equity, the work.
Totally.
Being coachable and willing to learn. And I think that's the thing, the grind. And we were talking about this right before a call. Is there's just no shortcuts to hard work. I think that there's a book I read from the Outliers where to master a craft, you got to spend at least 10,000 hours in that field, right? At least to get really good at it. I went to Japan and literally people there are very specialist in what they do. For instance, I went to this ramen shop. There's one ramen person that makes his bowl. He's been doing it for 30 to 40 years, that same bowl, and he's perfected it. I know, it's crazy, right? And people I meet, it's just so crazy. These people, they'll just do that one thing for the rest of their life. And in Japan, I'm just like, wow, they're the master of their craft. And the food scene is crazy. I'm like, holy cow, this tomato tastes amazing, but he perfected it. And it's tomatoes. We're just almost tomatoes here, right? It's just awesome. Insane. Yeah. So that's the thing. I think you bleed real estate. You really enjoy it and business.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy. That's what you got into it, and then so you're kind of you saw the course and you're this is the right move. It's a natural move to
There's knowledge, right? It's knowledge. I knew it was a very specialized part of the industry because having my own commercial deals, I had my broker I worked with, we're still friends. I totally respect the guy, but when I needed a commercial deal, he says, I don't do commercial. And this guy's been a mortgage broker for probably 20 years. And he always was getting me my residential money. Business for self, tough files, And but then when it came to commercial, he's like, I can't help you. I was like, I'm not doing a deal with a new broker. You go get somebody, refer them. You guys can split my money. And I just need you to be involved because I trusted him. So then I realized at that time that commercial was very, very niche. Very niche. Not like everyone was putting it together. And then because Adam is my broker buddy, he's with DNC. But because from doing my commercial deal with him, I learned so much, right? And then I was involved in some multifamily stuff years prior. So I I understood a bit of it. And when I seen your course, it was perfect timing. It's I'm getting into it. And my wife was like, I told her about it. She's like, you have to do that. That's what you do. I don't even know why you're asking me if you think this is a good idea. Yeah. She knows you best, I think, she knows your personality. And that's huge. I think that's a big thing, and I'm glad you took the course. Because I think the biggest fear, I would say, and maybe I can't answer for you, but other new agents, the biggest first fear would be, I'm so new, and it's a big cost, obviously, right? In that sense where I believe that the cost will justify itself as long as you have to have that mindset. If you think that you're going to spend, say, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, you go, I won't make that money back. That's a limiting belief already. Fear and what you think can actually control your outcome. Really?
I'm sure for you, you're saying, hey, if I'm going to spend this money, I'm motivated to make it back now. That's another mindset. It's really mindset's a big thing. I'm sure every day in your life, unless in your career, the mindset can make or break you. I really feel.
Well, Scott leads the Bricks brokerage, and that's majority. He's an amazing coach. And the majority of his calls, I'm not gonna say majority, there's a piece of his calls that is massively about mindset. And I'm ready to learn, okay, teach me about Finmo, teach me about leads. How do we convert these leads? Where are the leads coming from? He's like, let's talk mindset. I'm like, man, we've been talking mindset 10 days. But then afterwards, I'm out doing my stuff throughout the day, and it's like, oh man, this is actually what he's teaching me. It was just, yeah.
You know what? Funny, I'll tell you a funny story is that when I first became a broker in 2017, my first course I took was Scott Peckford's course.
Okay.
Without hesitation. It was called the $25 million Blueprint.
I'm just doing it now.
So I took that course. The first thing they teach you about is mindset.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie to you, to this day, like 10 years later, I'm still using what he taught me.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that keeps me going, because at the end of the day, when days are tough, deals are not going through, how do you dig deep? Dealing with people, and you maybe you feel like you let someone down, or you let yourself down, and maybe there's stuff you can't control. The lender says no, you can't control these external factors, and I think mindset is so huge. And I think that's what makes or breaks. Like, there's 25,000 mortgage brokers in Canada. All of us on the residential side can calculate TDS and GDS, right? That's not rocket science. But what separates the top producers from the, say, not top producers? It's mindset's a big part of it, I think. Of course, system, process, all that stuff, but it comes from internally within you. And no, I'm glad. Yeah, Scott is one of those things, man. Like, I took his class, and this is my 3rd month as a broker. And again, I faced the same dilemma. I'm like, I didn't get my first commission check yet. Do I want to spend this money?
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to spend it, because you got to spend money to make money. And I did it.
Right? Now you're teaching your own course.
Well, and then the crazy thing, because that relationship led me to knowing Scott, allowed me this platform to teach the course back to people. So it's like a full circle moment for me. And I'm like, just so like, I'm so happy to be able to share this to you guys and teach you. And I want to see you grow, and every single student that kind of take this course grow, man. And I hope you feel it. See it.
Yeah, you've been helpful. Definitely.
So, okay, so you made that jump, and then so you're like, I'm doing it. So that was not the hard part. I guess there's gonna be other students gonna go, it's a lot of money, and I'm new. And it is that fear factor too, right? Of like, do I do it, or do I wait till I get to a certain level in residential first, right? I think if you wait sometimes in a market like this, where I think residential deals are getting a little tough in a sense just because of the market. And if you kind of wait for the market to get better, then I just think it's too late sometimes. You can't play that timing of the market game, I feel, from a learning perspective. So I tell my students that even though times are tough in residential, taking on commercial, like learning commercial financing, can open the doors to actually more deals in a tough market. What was your kind of experience like during the class? Obviously, it's intense in a sense. We're throwing everything at you from a technical standpoint. You know, there's gonna be days where you feel lost, but I felt you're very proactive in that class.
Yeah, thanks.
Your journey there, I guess, during the class, like, what was your experience like? Just maybe to share to just future students, what was like kind of going through that class, coming from, 3 months in the industry, brand new mortgage broker.
It was the classes were great. The content was great. I feel like a lot of those like online courses, there's just a lot of like fluffy talking. I felt like the videos were just like direct and to the point, which was, as you know, in the broker world, as I now know, any business world, it's fast paced. And some of the videos and other courses I've done, they just take too long to get through. It's like, come on, just get to what I need here, right? Yeah. I found that the videos and the platform, the way it laid out, was perfect. Also that you had, and I'll just be transparent, I ended up downloading all the docs, even though I haven't used them. But I figured it's part of your course because I wanted the documentation.
Oh yeah, so those docs actually those docs were available for you guys.
Yeah, I downloaded them.
Yeah. So you're so succeed though. Actually, half the students.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be more clear. I think we weren't clear, and I talked to Trista. Half the students didn't know they can download them. Like, hey, no.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that. I took all them straight up.
Yeah, all the case studies, all the we gave you every case we gave you so that you can copy and paste it, right? Yeah. So actually, the next course, I'll be more clear because they're all available for you guys to download.
That for me, Tuan, was like super valuable because you think about the time it would have had to. Okay, so let's say I've done 2 commercial deals. They both didn't come to fruition, but we got them along the way. You and I working together. Okay.
Yep.
So but with that, I would have had to create all the documentation. I would have had to create all the forms, the personal. So what would that have cost me? My time, hiring somebody to do it, having the list of forms to make, having to email the lender. Hey, what do you need from me? We're this way. When you set me up with all the forms, I download the forms. I put my own branding on it. Literally just switch and then send it back like the next day. Yeah. To me, that's like, I just bought myself time. And now I have it all set up on a Google Drive that I can just pull the information, send it to somebody. You feel like we're Finmo, we can just here's a link, they fill their information, where you don't have that with the commercial side. No. Surprised.
Well, so I was saying, man, commercial financing is quite archaic, and I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, like there's no platform, no communication. It's not like the residential side is totally built out.
Yeah.
The banks have made an agreement with the broker channel. We're gonna here support you. We got BDMs, you got underwriters. That's why. But
Commercial.
yeah, it's a little different animal for sure, right?
It is, definitely.
And
And then that was the course, then the docs, and then honestly, where the value for me has been is, well, you and I became buddies quickly.
yeah,
We're saying, right?
yeah.
And it doesn't always work that way, but for me, the value has been the after support. Like I've had a few deals now come through. I got some other stuff cooking now,
Yep.
where it's like being able to just, hey, what do you think about this, or email, and you and Wing helping me structure it so that it looks appealing to a lender, that kind of stuff.
No, for sure. I think that's the most important too. And a lot of people don't, and we try to explain in the class, but sometimes there's so much information that some of the stuff we say get lost in translation too.
Yeah.
The first 3 weeks, I keep saying that, hey, whatever you guys learn in residential, do your learning under your thinking, because it's gonna be different. So we want you to kind of start with a clean, sheet of paper. Second thing is that we said this course is gonna be like I kind of mentioned the auto mechanic kind of example, where you could go to school to study the engine, the parts, and how to fix a car. But when a car actually comes into your body shop, you got to work on it. It's the practical part. That's after the class. So some people kind of misunderstood, like, oh, once I finish class 5 weeks, I should do my deal with my eyes closed. Just like in life, right? You're gonna have to go through that first 3 to 5 to 10 deals until you're fully comfortable. So our guidance will provide a couple of ways. We can provide you guidance in a sense, we'll give you tips, but you do it yourself. Or for some of you guys are busy, like I know you're running a couple things, property management, your gym. So you're like, Twan, I want to co-broker with you. So we work on it together, right?
Totally. Yeah.
And I had a call this morning with Jeff. He's like, hey man, I run a team. I don't have time to put things together, but I want to learn still. Can we customize it to my business model? And that's what I'm willing to do.
Yeah.
Because you and 10 other brokers can have a different business model, right? And your learning style is gonna be different. So we try to do our best to cater versus being robotic, because I think in the world of real estate is dynamic.
Yeah.
The lenders, even their lending policies are dynamic.
Yeah.
Right, and I need to be dynamic. You saw how we send deals out. You see BMO, RBC, everyone's different answers, right?
Yeah.
And so you're gonna learn very quickly, and different people you deal with. So if you can learn to be adaptable, nimble, flexible, always be on your toes, then this is for you. But if you want everything to be perfect cookie cutter, then this is not for you, because commercial finance is dynamic, right? If there's a war going on or oil price goes up, the policies will change.
Yeah.
And if you can't stomach that, then commercial financing is not for you, I would say, right?
Yeah.
But no, so that's kind of during the course that you've kind of felt, and it's not perfect. We're learning. Me as a teacher, I was not born as a natural teacher.
It was good.
It came about like I never said one day I'm gonna be a teacher, but I enjoy what I do, and it just became a spot where I want to teach. And so I'm gonna get better hopefully over time, and I'm still learning in terms of delivering the content too. Yeah. And then it's only been, I'll say, 2 months. And I would say you're getting a good deal, like just zooming out, looking at the cohorts right now, you're definitely one of those that are getting a lot of good leads, and a lot of them, and good or bad, it doesn't matter. Like you said, a bad deal, practice, right? It's like jiu-jitsu. You're going to do 100 takedowns. Your first 50 is not going to be very good.
First 9,000.
Yeah, first 9,000. Yeah, exactly. Just like hockey or basketball. But once you do enough takedown, you're going to perfect it. Right. Yeah. And so I always say for students, like, a bad deal is great. And I remember, I shared a story. My first year, I looked at over 400 deals.
Yeah.
And I asked people to send me their worst deals, the deals that got declined, the deals that did, that were hard, because I wanted that challenge. But after that 1 year of 400 deals, of really hard deals, I got to say, I probably closed like 5.
Yeah.
My closing ratio was horrible, but I'm okay to admit that, because my year 2, I mentioned to you.
Yeah.
Now everyone sees me as the expert in doing hard deals. At first year, I think people laughed at me for taking these deals. The next year, now I'm a subject matter expert for, all of a sudden, right? So that's the key I want to share to everyone and the students and you, is that there's just no shortcuts to anything in life. And, you can take a program, you can download an app, but even these days with technology, with the apps, like you use AI, you got to make sure you double check the answers too. Like,
for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
It's going to get smarter.
Yeah.
But don't just take what the AI gave you and then thinking that that's okay. You better read it just in case, Yeah.
There's been times where AI is wrong.
Oh yeah.
That happened recently. Yeah.
Yeah. So don't rely solely, and that's a key thing, but definitely leverage technology. I mean, the world's moving so quick. I don't know about you, but in the last 2-3 years, oh my goodness,
crazy.
the amount of information overload has changed a lot. Now, well, I'll say just so after class, is there anything that I guess would you want to share to future students or anything just like for those that are hesitating on the fence? Like, there's so many.
There's okay, so I signed up to do. Let me just give you like the bird's eye view of it. I signed up because I want to do commercial deals because I like commercial and I own commercial and I understand it too from an owner standpoint, and I liked it. I signed up for the course, and then being a new agent, I'm seeing everything through these like certain set of lenses. Like, oh, this person's bringing their deals to me. They're gonna do a deal with me. This is gonna be awesome. I should know better. And I bring the deals to you, and you don't tell me this right away, but I really respected when you did this, Tuan. You let me play the deal out. You coached me along the way and just kind of guided me. But you knew the whole time that first and second deal wasn't gonna go. I knew you did. Yeah. Now that I know you better, but like you were coaching me.
I don't want to spoon feed you too, because I want you to fall like a kid. Like I want you to fall down a little bit. Like my son is trying to ride his bike. I want you to fall down a little bit because it hurts more, but you'll never forget it now. Right?
Thought from that was like, you let me do that, and you could have just said, dude, there's no deal here. This guy's just going to go back to his bank. But I didn't have enough experience in the industry to see that. You did, and you just kind of guided me through it a little bit and said, dude, let's do this and see how it plays out. And then sure enough, he does go back to his bank, and I wasn't really pissed. It was like, well, it was good, but
we prepared you for that too, right? So
yeah, you did. And then you taught me how to, with that, now I'm able to look at other deals differently, because now even residential deals, it's like when they come, it's like within 10 minutes, I can go through and be like, I don't think so. Or if they mention I'm learning now that mention certain lenders' names, like different ones, you know which ones. Oh, I've got a friend that works here. It's like, okay, I'm not. Where before I just would have just taken it and like, oh, I'll do it. Like, let me do it for you, but not with your help.
That's amazing. And I'm so glad you're coaching. Like, so I had another situation where I did that, say, to another student. They took offense to that too, right? And I can see that because they're like, hey, why don't you give me the answer? But that's like, I don't mind giving the answer, but you can see my style is that if I give the answer, my fear is that if not every deal is gonna be the same, what if the next deal the client does kind of play around with you, shop around, and you're not prepared for it emotionally, you might lose it in the client. Yeah. It's all emotional control, and that's like jiu-jitsu. If you want to fight someone, you can't just lose your control on someone. No. It takes so much discipline. Right, it takes so much discipline, right? And so like I would say, like jiu-jitsu, like it's different because you can let it out on someone, but you also can't you can't break the rules of jiu-jitsu, the fighting rules, right? But in this world, it's just hard. Like there's a lot of emotional part, and I always find psychological warfare, right? Clients come to you for a reason. Yeah. They control the narrative. They're gonna tell you, Jesse, you're the main person. We want to work with you only. And I'm kind of like, are you sure? Where did you go? What's your roadblock? What's your challenge?
See,
right?
What you're saying right there, Tuan, was you just made me think so. You were like, when the client came back, you had already said, okay, and I was looking at it from like basically like a 1 or 2D. You looked at it from a 3 or 4D perspective. Why is he saying? Tell me the exact words. Why did he say this? What did he do here? Let's go back to the emails and see what he said, so that we can put ourselves in his shoes of why he's thinking that way. And man, that deal maybe didn't close, but I'll tell you from the residential side, like, I'm using it, and it's massively helpful. I can't say enough. It was awesome.
Two things, so all the students I gave the feedback so far, the two things they learned from just co-broking with us or working with us after the class was the negotiation of fees, how to negotiate fees, because that's the hardest thing. Imagine going to a client saying you have to pay for commercial brokering, you have to pay us a fee. But where do you justify your value? So we try to build that up to show the value, right? The second part is not negotiation, but how to filter the deal, the discovery call.
Filter, yes.
Because you can use that anywhere in life, whether you're negotiating with a buddy, a friend, on Facebook Marketplace. I use that same tactic on Facebook Marketplace all the time.
My kid.
Yeah, your kid. And residential mortgage brokering, because I think it's just one of those things where, on the residential side, it is easier to quote, like client comes to you, what's your best rate? So you feel like, okay, well, here's my rate sheet, I'll give it to you. Commercial, you add the element of, I got to charge a fee. Yeah. Now, how does that come into play? Like, how do I win a deal? And that's why I kind of said the course, like, it teaches you how to do like high ticket sales, how to sell a premium product. It's very different from sound like you sell, like say you sell a low end car and a high end car. Two different types of clients, two different approach. And that's what we hope to teach you, is that now you can sell or offer higher ticket items to clients and have that confidence. That's the hardest part, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you went through a lot. Like, any deal you lose or you don't close, it's always a learning experience. And I don't think
Yep.
you can, that will never, you can't undo that learning experience you had there, I think, right?
Oh
So
man, it was massively helpful.
yeah, and I hope you continue, and you're going to learn a lot. I think you're just scratching the tip of the iceberg right now. You're going to start getting a lot more deals. And for me, it's like not just looking at deals. I love to coach on like how can I help you grow your business, right? Like that's not part of the course, but I think it's all about synergy, collaboration,
Totally.
and nobody see from me and Wayne, like we're really honest people. Like if I'm upset, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
If I'm happy, I'll tell you. Like I don't like to hide things. And for me, it's just you'll get what exactly like the full version of me. Like how I am on camera and how I am off is the same. Like I don't have two personality, and that's
I
like
can vouch for that. I can vouch.
yeah, and I just want to be, because I don't want to live life like regretting what I didn't
No.
say something or didn't share something. So for me, it's like I want to see you successful, and I see you have the right ingredients, the right quality, and I think the only thing is just keep on going out there and letting people know what you do.
Yeah.
Right? You can offer so much value. Like I think beginning here, I learned that you're just an all-around business person, and you looked at so many different angles. You've done a lot of you rolled up the sleeves and you got your hands dirty, and
Yeah.
you're in the
I love it.
trenches.
Thanks, Twan.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, man. And I can't even teach, and like I can't teach you that. You taught yourself that. You put in the sweat equity, man. Right. So
Resources, right? Yeah.
that is so important, because I think your client's going to lean on you a lot, whether it's I need to buy or sell a property, whether I need financing, or hey Jesse, I need advice, should I buy this property or not? Like
You know what else your course really helped with, and I'm actually using it now in my residential deals, is then when you got us on LinkedIn, and it made me realize that all the lenders, commercial lenders, are on LinkedIn. But then do you want to know where all the residential lenders are? LinkedIn. And all I have to do is type the lender name in, and I find the BDM, and then I follow them, and then they can see me. And because I've posted content that you told me to post in your commercial course, all of a sudden the BDMs, with all due respect if you're watching, that wouldn't answer my calls are now answering my calls. Like they would answer them, but it would take a day or two. Where now it's like, hey, what's up, Jess? It's like,
yeah, it's crazy.
that
And
was
it's
like
like,
a huge thing, man.
and people kind of do judge you. They don't know you. Like, oh, who's Jesse? I'm not going to pick up the call. All of a sudden you have visibility, and they're like, oh, wait, he's connected to this, and
Got
it changes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is like all these tools in front of us, the course really just I try to like spell it out clearly,
Yeah.
like make it obvious,
Yeah.
because it's right in front of you sometimes, but there's no layout for it, and how do you do it? And people sometimes doubt, like, is it that easy, or is it that complicated or whatnot? And I'm glad you saw through that. And actually one thing I really was impressed was before the course started, you made a post on Instagram saying that I'm taking this course in commercial financing.
Yeah.
For all my clients that that needs help in commercial financing, please reach out to me.
Yeah.
That to me is like the level of confidence in that one is amazing, because that's what you need. You need to you got to believe in yourself and just share it to people, because how can you get a deal, or how will people know about you if you don't tell people about it?
For sure.
So no, I'm glad, because I think the course is just not about commercial finance. And I hope we teach like tools that I would say like, what do you call it? Like these tools that you can use for life in a sense,
Yeah.
whether you're a mortgage broker or not.
Yeah.
And these are just things I accumulated, and I'm just sharing my shortcuts to everyone, right? Life is all about, I don't have time to learn stuff from scratch anymore. I'm not at this age. Like I was telling my friends, I'm like, okay, back then in the gym, I used to buy these like real estate, these magazines on how to work out, what to do, right? And I would devise a game plan. Now I'm like, just hire a personal trainer or hire someone, tell me what to do,
It's it.
make it quick and efficient, so I can get in, get out, so I can go back to my work day,
Yeah, for sure, man. It's the same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, your course was awesome. I highly recommend it. Highly
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, I really appreciate it, Jesse, and obviously looking forward to see your journey, and keep on posting. Let us know how you go as you go through this journey. We want to see you evolve, grow, and kind of own the space here, because I think there's a huge need. A lot of investors are moving from residential to commercial because where the market is. We love to, like, there's a lot of it's an underserved market, and there's a lot of clients that I think that don't know about this. The one thing I want to touch upon, like similar to McDonald's model is selling burgers, but where they make most of their money is owning the real estate
Yeah.
and franchising it out. And that's what you did with your gym,
That-
right?
exactly.
Instead of you just paying rent, and luckily you got a good landlord, but in most cases the landlord would increase the rent over time.
Totally. Yeah.
And you're at the mercy of that, because you're renting from them. And so by you owning this property, you control your business, you control your destiny, you control your outcome. And like you said, you probably make more money on the real estate side of owning the building,
Oh, totally.
right? So for anyone there, like, even if you don't do any commercial deals, you could learn how to be a commercial real estate investor
Yeah.
and own your own commercial building.
If you have a
Like that's
business,
huge.
I don't understand why not every business should buy their building. But I honestly think that they're scared. But before I have the knowledge I have now, if I look back 6 years ago, I wouldn't have had a clue. I didn't have a clue on how
Yeah.
to do it. And I was fortunate. I had one friend of mine who was like, he's a business guy. He says,
Yeah.
man, have you heard about a vendor take back? And that opened the doors for me. And
What if you didn't have that friend? What if you didn't have that friend? Where would you be today?
I wouldn't have known. I was, you know how I met him? I was his personal trainer. And he's high net worth. He's super successful now, but
My personal trainer I have, he trains a lot of high net worth people. Circle of friends. I met so many of his friends. It's just so cool. Like actually personal trainers, you can meet some really good clients.
access to some good people.
And that's the thing people don't realize. I think the biggest myth is that they've been renting for so long, they think, oh my gosh, commercial, I need 50% down, 40% down. I've done deals and I shared to the class at 0% down, 5% down.
Yeah.
Sometimes I did a deal for a dentist where he got money back, 200% financing. Yeah, it was crazy. So it's possible. So I just think that you just got to go out there and share to the community that you live in that, hey, if you're renting, they're owning your commercial space. Now you got yourself, you could be the realtor representing on the acquisition and helping your clients on the financing. And now they own their own business, right?
It's huge.
I think that's what I want to end is like, whether you take the course or not, you can hopefully take it and learn it multiple ways for yourself as an individual investor kind of thing too.
That's great knowledge, man. It was well worth it. I highly recommend it.
And I'll put your information out there for those who are Ontario. So for any mortgage brokers in Ontario and you have a commercial deal and you want Jesse to help you out with, reach out to Jesse. And also for real estate needs too. Because right, so real estate financing, Jesse's the man, and I'll provide his contact info up there. And yeah, do reach out to him if you're in Ontario or in Canada in general. But Jesse, thank you so much for being on today and taking your time. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.